desire ignites passion and creativity. Free your imagination with the slim, sleek, and beautiful new Huawei P8.
So it's a great project that you've got going here, entrepreneurial management and nurturing, but you do it quite differently here than in the rest of the world.
Yeah, so we're fortunate in a lot of ways that as a company, we have a drive to be locally relevant. So taking a global program and making it locally relevant adds more weight and impact, I think, to the outcome. And specifically in the South African context, what we have found that for us to scale this program, partnering with government, with the Jobs Fund has been an amazing journey for us. But that has allowed us to actually work with these companies and make sure that we can get them stable. These are startups. They need a level of stability. So how do we help them to be stable? How do we grow them from stability into a level of maturity and innovation, and then from there into a growth cycle? So kind of that's the broad spectrum of what we try and offer.
Well, I come across BizSpark people in a lot of different contexts, judging different startup competitions, and there's always a level of polish and a greater understanding of the business side of the tech startup. And of course, that's what Microsoft's so good at, isn't it?
And I think that's what's been interesting about the relationships and the partnerships we've formed. This isn't a pure tech play, here's some free software, go do your thing. This is about being more broadly and widely encompassing to the needs of the startup. A lot of these young people don't have a clue on putting the business plan together. How do we help them with that? How do we help them and coach them on managing some of the staff they might have, or some of the challenges they need to set up the business? So when we think about it in that way, this ability to partner with government as a key stakeholder here allows us to go beyond just the tech engagement and start to have a broader impact.
And you've seen that, haven't you? I mean, there are some really great success stories that have come through BizSpark. Tell us a few of your favorites.
So, I mean, if we think about the Where's My Transport app, here's a young kid who actually during university took part in the Imagine Cup, which is a competition that Microsoft runs at university level. They won the South African version of that. They went and participated in the global view. Today, several years later, they have an application. They're looking at global and international expansion. What a great story.
I've seen their app and their stuff. They're a great bunch of guys.
That's probably my favorite story. I think, Toby, what's interesting for us is that we are a software tech company. So it's in our DNA. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think this journey that we've been on, we've been learning too. As much as we're imparting knowledge to these young startups, we are learning from their journey as well. So as we go through each iteration, we are finding there are gaps in the ecosystem. And each time we refine that through a closed feedback learning loop, right? So whatever's worked, what hasn't worked, and then we try and fill out those gaps. And so what we're finding, and I'm finding specifically, is that the ecosystem, you need good products coming into the ecosystem. So we're trying to impact at school level, at university level, so that once there's a level of substance that's coming through, and we're starting to see that in the types of companies that are coming together and the types of people that are forming these companies. I think if I look at the challenges we have, be they social, whether they're education, whether they health problems and challenges, disease management, all of these things, technology can have an impact. We've got the mobile first platform. I think we're embracing the cloud first platform. And when you start to bring these together, you have young startups who have access to technology platforms that the very best banks in South Africa have access to.
It's remarkable,
at a
isn't
fraction
it?
of the cost.
I know, progress is really something. Vinny, you guys have got a brilliant idea, and that's an idea that's time has come. Tell us about it.
Okay, we developed GenBox, and GenBox is ideally a smart locker that improves the convenience and efficiency of parcel delivery. It solves a problem where a courier guy will arrive at your office or home and only to find that you're too busy or unavailable, and then that results in a failed delivery. So it's quite inefficient for the online retailer and the courier company, and at the same time extremely frustrating for customers. In this case, you have a situation where your parcel is actually waiting for you, so it just relieves you of all that tension. So what we're trying to do is partner with various online retailers and other service providers so that they can deliver to GenBoxes or collect from them, and it can be for a variety of applications.
So, Mush, you've got a great idea and a great idea for an app. Tell us about it.
We've got a great idea for facilities management. And our idea is for reporting or logging in incidents within a facility. This would promote engagement from a tenant level. It would decrease the turnaround time, decrease the paper trail, and improve the workflow within facilities management. What you would do is download the application, identify the issue in which you would like to report, take various pictures of that, write a short description, send that through, and you would get your reference number.
Snapchat for reporting problems. Thank you, Mush.